tanks collapsing into rivers. In July 2016, a significant event unfolded as a World War II-era T-34 Russian tank was extracted from the depths of the Don River in Russia. This heavy Soviet Union tank, weighing approximately 30 tons, had found its way into the riverbed while attempting to traverse a temporary bridge. T-34 tanks, recognized as formidable war machines, played a crucial role for the Soviet Union during the war. Initially discovered by divers in April 2015, the tank couldn't be promptly retrieved due to concerns that it might contain the remains of soldiers who had lost their lives during the war. Executing a meticulous operation, crews utilized a specialized recovery vehicle to hoist the tank from its submerged location, lying about 23 feet below the river's surface. Following a thorough cleaning and restoration process, the tank was slated to find a new home at Patriot Park, situated in the Moscow Oblast region of western Russia. This relocation aimed to honor the historical significance of the T-34 tank and contribute to the preservation of wartime artifacts. Civil War relics in South Carolina. In a river cleanup project targeting toxic tar in the Congaree River in South Carolina, a remarkable discovery unfolded. Over 100 Confederate Civil War relics emerged from the riverbed. Among the retrieved items were cannonballs, sword parts, and even a wagon wheel. The process also involved the careful removal and controlled detonation of unexploded munitions. The intriguing question of why these artifacts found their way into the river leads back to a strategic move during the Civil War. At a certain juncture, the Union Army, led by William T. Sherman, was operating in the area. In an effort to demoralize the Confederate military during the war's final years, they deliberately disposed of weapons and crucial items belonging to the Confederacy into the river. The denial of access to these resources left the Confederate military ill-equipped for the ongoing conflict. Now, with the relics recovered, the plan is to meticulously restore and showcase them. The artifacts are destined for exhibition at the South Carolina Confederate Relic Room and Military Museum in Columbia, South Carolina, a fitting tribute to the historical significance of the region. South Carolina holds a pivotal role in the Civil War, as it was the state where the conflict began in 1861. Notably, South Carolina was the first state to secede from the Union in 1860, and the attack on Fort Sumter in Charleston ensued, driven by Confederate forces demanding the fort's evacuation. The relics in the river, possibly a symbolic payback, add another layer to the complex historical narrative surrounding this significant period in American history. Civil War relics in Tennessee. While strolling along the Mississippi River near Memphis, Tennessee, a gentleman named Riley Bryant stumbled upon an intriguing artifact, an old belt buckle. The recent drought in the region had unveiled a trove of Civil War-era relics, attracting the attention of avid treasure hunters. In the course of his exploration, Riley unearthed metal ammunition box plates dating back to the Civil War era. Operating under the moniker Relic Riley on TikTok, Riley, with a substantial following of over 400,000 enthusiasts, passionately engages in artifact hunting. Armed with a metal detector, he traverses diverse locations in pursuit of historical treasures. His TikTok channel boasts an impressive 7 million views, with a particular discovery in Memphis amassing over 4 million views. The enigma surrounding how these items found their way into the river adds an extra layer of intrigue into Riley's discoveries. Memphis, a site of significant naval battle during the Civil War in 1862, witnessed a clash between Union and Confederate vessels on the Mississippi River. The outcome was a decisive defeat for the Confederacy. While it remains uncertain, these artifacts may originate from vessels involved in the battle that sank, offering a tantalizing connection to a pivotal moment in history. Hunger stones. We can learn a lot about how our ancestors used to cope with extreme weather by looking at hunger stones. The oldest ones in Europe are found in Czechia, under the Elbe River near the border to Germany. Usually, under the water surface, when the stones begin to emerge during decreased river levels, they give foreboding messages to those who find them. The stones were used to warn people of bad harvests caused by lack of water and drought, which would usually lead to a food shortage. This is why they're often referred to as hunger stones. One of the stones in the Elbe River has messages on it that date back all the way to 1616. Any older messages have since been washed away and eroded away by the current, but it's thought that they could have dated back many centuries before. Situated under the Tiers Bridge, a message left in 1904 reads, "If you see me, weep." Truly an unsettling message for an unknowing person to find. Not all of the messages are doom and gloom though. Some chose to handle the situation with humor, as one message replies to another from 1984 with a poem that reads, "Don't cry girl, don't fret. When it's dry, just spray your field wet." What message would you leave on a hunger stone for future generations to discover? Let us know in the comments. Panzer tank in a Polish river. In a recent discovery, a German Panther tank, which had rested at the bottom of a Polish river for nearly 80 years, was successfully recovered and touted as being worth a substantial sum. Residing in the Charna-Nida River during World War II, the Panther tank played a crucial role in assisting damaged or stuck tanks by providing towing capabilities. Renowned for its robust armor and reliability, the Panther was a stalwart asset during the wartime operations. Remarkably scarce today, these tanks hold significant value among collectors and museums. The Panther, found in Poland, though in a state of disrepair, carries considerable worth. Notably, a similar Panther tank in better condition fetched a staggering $16 million at an auction in Germany a few years ago. The intriguing mystery surrounding how this tank ended up at the riverbed unfolds against the backdrop of World War II events. It's believed that during the 1940s, as the advancing Soviet army posed a threat, the Germans sought to escape the area. Mistakenly perceiving the frozen river as a safe passage, they attempted a crossing, only to discover the perilous reality of the situation. KV-1 tank in a Russian river. In the waters of the Neva River near St. Petersburg, Russia, a Soviet KV-1 tank from World War II was discovered. The tank underwent a meticulous examination to ensure the absence of human remains, a precaution often taken with such finds. Fortunately, no remains were found, but the examination revealed the presence of artillery shells on board, necessitating a careful removal process. Subsequently, these shells were safely detonated in a controlled environment. The KV-1 tank, a formidable war machine weighing 50 tons, played a crucial role in the Soviet-German conflict during World War II. Renowned for its robust armor, these tanks were formidable forces on the battlefield, with only 148 ever constructed by the Soviets. During the era of the tank's use, St. Petersburg bore the name of Leningrad. In August 1942, the city faced a German invasion, leading to the infamous Siege of Leningrad, an 872-day ordeal that claimed the lives of approximately 650,000 residents. The overall toll on the Soviet lives surpassed 1 million. The circumstances surrounding how the KV-1 tank ended up in the riverbed remains a mystery. Plans were set in motion to transport the tank to a restoration facility, where efforts would be made to return it to its former glory. Once restored, the tank was slated to become a key exhibit at the Museum of the Battle for Leningrad, commemorating the historical significance of this tumultuous period in the city's past. Cannon in New York. In 1962, while searching for old wine bottles at the bottom of the St. Lawrence River, divers stumbled upon a remarkable find: a 12-foot-long British cannon. Submerged 35 feet below the surface, this massive artifact weighed nearly 6,000 pounds. Motivated by the prospect of selling it to a potential buyer, the divers resolved to extract it from the river. Upon successfully retrieving the cannon, it was revealed to be remarkably well preserved, dating back to pre-1714. It featured a Tudor rose crest adorned with an arrow. The divers, eager to understand its historical significance, reached out to the Smithsonian, which identified a similar style found in the United States. The discovery took place near Oswego, New York, a location steeped in history with two prominent forts, Fort Oswego and Fort Ontario. These forts played pivotal roles from the French and Indian War through the War of 1812. While speculation suggested a potential connection between the cannon and the forts, concrete evidence remained elusive. The cannons unearthed by the divers were subsequently showcased at the Fort Ontario Historic Site, offering a tangible link to the region's rich military past. Remarkably, this initial find in 1962 marked the beginning of a series of discoveries, as the same divers continued to unearth additional cannons from the depths of the St. Lawrence River. Each subsequent find, like its predecessor, found a place of honor at the Fort Ontario Historic Site, contributing to the narrative of the area's historical significance. Confederate cannon in North Carolina. In 1977, a notable discovery unfolded near Hamilton, North Carolina, as 2 cannons and 7 gun carriage wheels were retrieved from the Roanoke River. These artifacts originated from Fort Branch, a strategic location utilized by the Confederates during the Civil War. Faced with dire circumstances in 1865, Confederate soldiers at the fort made the strategic decision to dispose of the cannons and other items by pushing them into the Roanoke River. The salvage operation of these historical items was carried out by the North Carolina Division of Archives and History, with additional assistance from students at a local university. Historical records from that time indicated varying estimates, suggesting that anywhere from 5 to 17 cannons had been deliberately submerged in the river. The decision to discard the cannons rather than deploy them into battle with another unit intrigued researchers of that era. This episode serves as a poignant testament to the challenging circumstances faced by the Confederacy during the final stages of the Civil War, offering a glimpse into the strategic choices made by soldiers as they navigated the complexities of wartime logistics. World War II plane in Brazil. In 2005, Brazilian officials unveiled the discovery of a World War II-era plane submerged in a river in the Curias do Araguari region. Although the specific make of the plane was not disclosed, its retrieval was prompted by an individual spotting the protruding propeller and engine from the water. Following the discovery, efforts were undertaken to identify the aircraft. During World War II, the United States sold planes to various nations, including Brazil, which had acquired aircraft as part of post-war transactions. The circumstances leading to the plane's crash into the river were not reported, and any information regarding the potential occupants or victims aboard remained undisclosed. The recovery of this wartime relic from the river added another layer to the historical narrative, leaving questions about its past and the events that led to its submersion. Revolutionary War cannons in Savannah. In its endeavor to deepen the Savannah River, the city of Savannah, Georgia, enlisted the services of a dredging company, leading to an unexpected historical discovery. A total of 19 cannons were unearthed during the project, initially presumed to be remnants from the Civil War. However, upon thorough examination, researchers determined that these cannons were associated with 2 British ships, the HMS Savannah and the HMS Venus, which sank around 1779 in the Savannah River during the Revolutionary War. The sinking of these ships occurred amid the Battle of Savannah, a pivotal engagement during which the British secured control of the region. This battle witnessed a unified yet unsuccessful attack by colonists and their French allies. Men of color played a significant role in this conflict, with freed individuals fighting for the colonies and men from Saint Dominique, now Haiti, supporting the French cause. The Battle of Savannah stood as one of the war's bloodiest clashes, resulting in approximately 1,000 casualties. The British maintained control over Savannah until the war's conclusion. Although plans were underway to clean and exhibit the discovered cannons, a question of ownership arose. The state of Georgia, the U.S. federal government, and the British government all asserted claims. Presently, collaborative efforts are in progress to reach an agreement for the exhibition of these cannons, with the current plan aiming for their display at the Savannah History Museum. This discovery not only adds to the city's historical tapestry, but also underscores the diverse and interconnected aspects of the Revolutionary War. What similar topics would you like us to cover in upcoming episodes? Let us know down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.